John Jordan O'Neill, affectionately known as Buck. Buck joined the Monarchs in 1938, where he began a love affair with Kansas City. As Buck would say, he fell in love with Kansas City, and Kansas City loved him back. And it would be an affiliation that he would have with the Monarchs from 1938 through the end of the 1955 season. Buck would later become a player manager with the Monarchs before leaving to go join the Chicago Cubs as a scout. And as a scout, he signed Hall of Famers Ernie Banks, Lou Brock, and Lee Arthur Smith to their first professional baseball contract. And then Buck himself would break barriers in Major League Baseball by becoming the first African-American coach in Major League Baseball history with the Chicago Cubs in 1962. And he said of his pioneering role, "I was very proud to be the first black coach." But he says, "I couldn't stick out my chest because I knew all of these other great black baseball minds from the Negro Leagues who were more than capable of waving a guy home."
Buck O'Neill steps in with a chance to do some damage. Here's a rip to short, but he's there for the third out. That one hit to right. And a base hit knocks in a run. Throw comes in and holds the runner at third. They're at the corners now with still only one away. Buck O'Neill digging in now. The pitch. That's towards center. McDonald under it. Brings it in. Runner tags up for third. And he moves up 90 feet. Runners at the corners now. One away. Newman, the lead runner at second. Smith at first, 2 out of the inning. Next pitch in the dirt. And now it's even 1-1. In the air out to center. And that'll fall for a base hit. The throw in. It's offline. The run comes in. It's 2-0.
Comes through with the RBI. These days, most outfielders play pretty deep, and I'm not sure if that was a factor there or not, but off the bat, you're thinking it's going to be a pop-out, and it just kind of nestled into that spot where no one was able to get to it.
Next pitch off the plate, and now 2-0. And a strike in there. Late swing, fouled off. Base hit into the outfield. And they hold the runner at third, but the bases are loaded now with 1 out.
No, that at-bat had a lot riding on it. Certainly a pivotal swing of the bat in this ball game. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters They take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Throw to second, but he's in there. And a run comes in to score.
When Buck joined the Monarchs in 1938, he became their go-to guy at first base. He was a great first baseman, a tremendous defensive first baseman with line drive power, and was always a great clutch hitter and a natural-born leader of men.
One down. Buck O'Neil digging in now. Line drive, base hit. One runs in. The second run scores, and they lead by 2. Not stopping, he's going for 3. And he's in safely at third. As they take the lead, 2 runs come in. Buck O'Neil digging in now. And the pitch is in for a strike. It's 0-1. The next offering misses. And 1-1. Bounce to third. Fair ball. Lead runner around second. The throw to third. Lead runner holds at third. So 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out.
There's nothing cheap about the way he got that one through the infield. That was ripped. Caught out in front and didn't get under it like he would have liked, but definitely put a good swing on it.
And he flips a breaking ball in there or a changeup.
Either one. Something off speed. Good arm action on it, whatever it was.
Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he's got his second double of the game.
2 hits for him in this one, both for extra bases. Got to feel good about that. Nice line drive to the pull side, met it out front, but just stayed through it nice enough and ripped it into the outfield.
And takes low for ball 1. In the air out towards right center. McDonald. Long run. And that one hops the wall. Round second, digging for third. Safe at third with a triple. His 3rd hit of the day.
Buck O'Neil had huge hands, but soft hands, great range, and great instinct. As a matter of fact, Buck delighted in letting you know that one season alone he had 1 error the entire season. If you got it over to Buck, he was going to pick it because he could flat out pick it. All of those attributes helped make him one of the greatest defensive first basemen in Negro League's history.
So 2 down. Buck O'Neil digging in now. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Like a lot of other Negro League players, Buck played outside the United States in the winters. He played in Cuba against some of the best in the country, like Martin Digo, Dolph Luque, and Lefty Tion. It's gone! Grand slam!
And later in life, Buck said something really poignant about how differently he was treated outside the U.S. He said, in Cuba, Mexico, Puerto Rico, I was a baseball player. When I got back home, I was a black baseball player. But he was so positive about his life, he told anyone who asked not to pity him because he got to play with some of the best players ever.
In the air, out towards left center, and that'll fall for a base hit.
People often ask Buck O'Neil, what was your greatest day in baseball? And he would just light up like a Christmas tree in remembering Easter Sunday, 1943. The Kansas City Monarchs opened the season against the Memphis Red Sox. Buck would say the first time up, he doubled. The second time up, he singled. The third time up, he hit the ball over the left center field fence. The fourth time up, he hit the ball. It looked like it's going over the left center field fence. He's running the bases saying to himself, hit the fence, hit the fence, hit the fence. The ball does hit the fence. It ricochets between the left fielder and the right fielder. Buck gets to third base. They're waving him home. He could have gotten an inside the park home run, but he stopped because he wanted to hit for the cycle. Well, that evening, the Monarchs' traveling secretary, a guy by the name of William Dismuke, everybody called him Dizzy. Well, Dizzy had invited some young school teachers over to the hotel to have dinner with the ball players. He knocks on Buck's door. He says, Buck, I got some people downstairs I want you to meet. He walks into the restaurant. He says he walks right over to a young lady. He says, my name is Buck O'Neil. What's yours? She was Ora Lee Owens. They were married for 51 years. So he hit for the cycle and met his future wife of 51 years. I'd say that's a pretty good day.
Buck O'Neil digging in now.
One time, Buck was managing a team starring Ernie Banks in an East-West All-Star game in Chicago. The game was going to be stopped in the ninth because they were almost out of balls. Buck said, wait, we don't need any more balls. This next kid will end the game. And then Ernie Banks hit a walk-off 3-run homer.
Sends it to first, and that is the third out of the inning. Raymond back to work. Fly ball to right. Terry puts the squeeze on that one, and there's one away. Smoked into left field, base hit. One runs in, Adams fires to third, and he's in there as 2 runs score on the play.
Oh, a huge 2 RBI swing of the bat right there. And man, I'll tell you, a line drive like that into the gap just feels so good. It's feedback that you had everything on time and in control from start to finish with your swing.
First pitch just misses. And now the lefty on the ground to the left. Fair ball. Now he turns and heads for second. The throw to second is offline.
It's really interesting that Buck O'Neil won his only batting title in 1946 after being discharged from World War II, where he had served in the U.S. Navy's Subic Bay, Philippines. And maybe we owe Uncle Sam for the reason that Buck O'Neil was burning that ball up when he got home. Clearly, Buck was glad to be back on U.S. soil. He had always been a clutch hitter, line drive hitter with great power. But in 1946, he put it all together and actually helped lead the Kansas City Monarchs into the 1946 Negro League World Series.
Here's Buck O'Neil, who boasts the top batting average in the league. And the first pitch misses for ball one. That 1946 Monarchs team that Buck led to the Negro American League Championship was just stocked with talent. What a luxury to have a pitching rotation with Satchel Paige, Hilton Smith, and Connie Johnson, all aces in their own right. And a 1-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And that's in for a strike.
On top of Buck as a batting champion, the 46 Monarchs had a bunch of strong hitters, including Hank Thompson, Willard Brown, and Ted Strong.
Hilton Smith also hit better than 400 as a pitcher that year. One of the great rosters of the Negro Leagues. Got him looking. That's the inning. Pitch misses there. Ball one. Next one misses. 2-0.
Buck and the Monarchs were part of a classic 7-game Negro League World Series against the Newark Eagles in '46, featuring some of the truly great players of the era.
They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
And a pitch out, but nothing going on.
In Game 7 of the 1946 Negro League World Series, Buck led the way for the Monarchs with a solo homer, but the Newark Eagles won 3-2 after Larry Doby and Monty Irvin scored on a double in the 6th inning.
That one ripped. Bounces over the wall in foul ground, and it's an automatic double. One away, runners at first and third. Buck O'Neil digging in now. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. Snap throw to first. Thompson back in standing. Line drive. That's a base hit out into left center field. One run across. Thompson headed for the plate. He'll score. 2 runs are in, and the lead is up to 5.
People would sometimes come up to him and say, well, Buck, it's a shame that you didn't get a chance to play in Major League Baseball after Jackie breaks the color barrier. And Buck would simply look at them and say, oh, I was right on time. Had I been later, I wouldn't have seen Babe Ruth. I wouldn't have played with and against the likes of Josh Gibson and Satchel Paige. And so, no, I was right on time. I played when I was supposed to play. Don't feel sorry for me. Feel sorry for the people who didn't see me play. They're the ones who missed out. Buck O'Neil was the consummate glass half full kind of guy. The greatest thing in all of my life is loving you. Loving exactly where he was at that particular time and living life to his very fullest as it was taking place. I think we should all take a page from Buck O'Neil.
One down. Buck O'Neil digging in now. Bounce to the left side. Stops it on a slide. Taylor tossed to second. On to first. Safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there. This one smoked out to left. Harvey squeezes it, and that is that. Lined into left center, and that should be extra bases. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. And he'll pull in there with a stand-up double.
Oh, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. A lot of hitters tell themselves, line drive over the infielder's head. That's what I'm trying to do. Just keep that approach simple. And right there, it was perfectly executed. On time with everything, and pulled it into the gap nicely.
Man in scoring position with 2 away. And here's the first baseman, Buck O'Neil. And that one is lifted in the air. Bell, as he glides to his left. That's the ball game. Buck O'Neil digs in with the bases full of Monarchs. Swing and a ball popped up. And that one gets down, fair ball. The run scores from second, 3-0. And the throw's offline, safe at third.
When I met Buck in 1993, one of the first questions that I posed to him was, what motivated you to want to build a Negro Leagues Baseball museum? And his answer was succinct, but very poignant, so that we would be remembered. And that is the quest of this great museum, to make sure that baseball's unsung heroes will never be forgotten, that those who forged a glorious history in the midst of an inglorious time in American history will be remembered. You could make the case that Buck O'Neil was baseball's greatest ambassador. What Buck accomplished over a tremendous 7-decade career as a great player, as a tremendous manager, as a groundbreaking scout and groundbreaking coach in Major League Baseball, and then the work that he did to build the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum makes Buck's career one of the most impactful careers in baseball history. I think you're hard-pressed to tell the story of baseball without including Buck O'Neil.